Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre. The Ogre reacts, reviews and often reminisces. This is going to be the fourth and final instalment in my walk down memory lane as far as music is concerned, and the four pivots that charted my musical journey. This is this is one that is probably the event horizon. After this, I was lost to it all. We've moved really over the course of 35 years virtually, from the Damned and their joyous, fun, entertaining punk rock to the chin-stroking seriousness of Discharge and the world order at the time and threats of nuclear Armageddon, and then to the fantasy world, I guess you could describe it, of Cradle Filth and their epic light-footed, flick-tongued gothic black metal, which is a delight for me, clearly, as I wouldn't have referenced it. And then we come to this. In between last time and this, I'd really got into sort of black metal of all kinds, fair bit of death metal, but more the dirty sort of black death metal. I've always liked grindcore of a certain nature, but again, I enjoyed them, but they weren't pivot points like this one was. This fella creates all his own music, glorious racket, and I think the best way to describe his music is to listen to it. So let's listen to Psychic Epilepsy and the Butchery of Light. Bit of a mouthful, but it's an earful too. Question for you: do you hate your neighbours? If you do, buy this song, buy this album, get yourself the loudest stereo system you can possibly afford, crank this on, and not only will your neighbours run away, your whole street will. That's some sort of intro, isn't it? If you had any earwax in your ears, you won't have any now, that's for sure. Glorious cacophony. I heard this, I discovered this album through going on to Aquarius Records in San Francisco. I think they are on their sort of new editions list, and they only had a snippet of this track on it. It was enough. Instant purchase. Anyway, let's have some more. Different moods here, all of them nasty ones. stop it quickly there. I'm surprised Nekrasov aren't on speed dial to the CIA, because I'm sure they'll be interested in his music for their questioning techniques. It's another one of those songs that builds moments, brings them crashing down. I won't call anything in this song reflective, but there's clearly peaks and troughs in intensity, even though the baseline of the intensity remains all the time. So you've had your head kicked in at the beginning, and now they're bleeding you. It gets a bit creepy now. Always worth a listen when it gets creepy. So let's get some more. What follows now can only be described as noisy nirvana. It is the finest 3 minutes of any music anywhere, as far as I'm concerned. They can play this when they burn me, lower me into the ground, or whatever they do to me at the end of my life. I'm sure I'll hear it even when I'm dead. There's no way I was going to interrupt that last bit. That was an obliteration ritual. Fantastic. Yes, thank you, Nekrasov, for knocking me into the black hole. Eternal thanks, yes. It doesn't get much better than that in my mind. You know, it just leaves me, my jaw drops every time I listen to it, and I dribble, and my brains liquefy. And it's not just the fact it's noisy; it's a glorious cacophony. It beggars belief in many ways. You know, if your ordinary person in the street heard that, they'd be looking for the rapture, I reckon. That split in the sky, or an alien invasion, or what have you. Despite its brutality, there are still moments in there of not calm, relative calm, I guess. But again, shallow troughs of where the intensity drops a little bit, but those troughs are filled with an atmosphere. It's like inverted cloud inversion, where, you know, between mountains you've got that murk, and that is the midsection of this song. It's murk, it's glorious murk, and it's a little bit creepy. You know, you can imagine that in a horror film. Mr. Nekrasov makes plenty more of that glorious stuff, and has been doing for some time. If you don't know the band or the person, his music veers between noise and black metal, and often mixes and matches as well. So I listened to his last album, and there's some toe tapping stuff on there, let me tell you. So there we are, the fourth installment. That's where I am now musically. Obviously my taste is a bit broader than just this, but this is what I like. So from here on in, it'll be down to you to a great extent. If you want to recommend even stuff for me to listen to, feel free. And in between all that, I shall pick out other delights from my from my musical collection that I think might delight or appall you. And thanks for watching. See you all next time. I suppose I ought to mention the clicky bollocks. If you want to do any of that clicky stuff, feel free. Leave that one with you. So goodbye, good night.